Welcome to part 6 of your quantum walk, which we are titling Steer, where you are steering your horse on this incredible journey. I'm Tiffany Carter. Over 15 years, I've helped more than 150,000 people transform their businesses, wealth, and relationship with money by combining neuroscience, identity work, manifestation, and proven strategy. And during the 7 days together of this incredible journey, I'll be your guide on taking you to one of the biggest quantum jumps of your life during this incredible fire horse year. I feel I need to say this. The fire horse isn't trying to throw you off, and it's not trying to punish you, and it isn't even trying to slow you down. It is simply powerful, and power without direction creates chaos. The horse can carry you to your next level, but only if you are willing to pick up the reins, if you're willing to release what you need to release with the weight, you are willing to do the reps and train it to trust you. You are willing to harness your power and your energy and protect it. And also, we have to actually steer it, because without steering the horse, you have this intense amount of power, and it might know there's an ultimate destination, but it needs to be steered there on the path and stay on the path and stay on course. You can have your GPS set, right? I know I want to get from Los Angeles to San Francisco. That's nice. But I also have to steer the damn car there and steer it when it needs a pit stop and steer it to fuel up gas and really assess how I'm doing on the ride. And do I need a rest? And do I need snacks? And do I need to hydrate and stop to pee? It's no different with this power. People choose a direction, and then the moment fear shows up, the horse starts drifting. The moment doubt appears, the horse starts drifting, even if it's just 10 degrees off. The moment someone criticizes you, horse starts drifting. The moment you don't see immediate results, horse starts drifting. What this is really about at this portion of our walk is staying the course regardless. Staying the course when all the shit happens, when the money's not flowing, when nothing is growing, when you got haters, when you have life stuff come up, health stuff come up, everything coming up all at once, when you haven't been sleeping and you don't have the energy, when things don't happen in the way you want them to happen in the time you want to happen. A jockey doesn't just steer once and give directions once. A jockey steers continuously. Tiny adjustments again and again and again, truly all day long as it's riding that horse. That's what leadership is. That's what active manifesting is. That's what this identity work is. And for the first time, you're truly riding the horse. I want you to picture this while you're walking. Well, you're really not walking anymore. Your horse is walking, because you're riding the horse. And your destination is visible. And you're not even at a slow walk. You might even be at a trot. You might even be at a run. It's enough where you feel the wind in your face. You feel the wind in your hair, where you're making progress, and it feels so good. And you can tell your horse feels good and excited, and you have the synergy between the two of you, and all the possibilities and all the dreams, and I love life, and I'm abundant, and we're gonna win. And then distractions appear. Maybe another trail appears. Maybe multiple trails, my multi-passionates, my neurospicy people. There are trails that look interesting to your horse. There are trails that look really good. There's trails that look easier. There's trails that look like it'll get you there faster. There's trails that even proclaim to be a shortcut. Maybe you hear voices from people behind you. Maybe you see other riders going on these other trails and thinking maybe I should be on that trail. Maybe you begin questioning your own route, because why are there not more people on this route if this is the route we're supposed to go and the way we're supposed to do it? Does this sound familiar? You start moving, you get into motion, and then something throws you off. You might not even be able to pinpoint it, because it doesn't need to be like a sharp left detour. It could just be a little bit at a time. Well, this hasn't worked, and now I watch this other person do this, and that's working for them, and who am I to do this? And then the fears come up, then the uncertainty hits. Then you self-abandon. So steering is not about controlling everything. It's not about having this tight grip on this horse and saying, you keep going ahead no matter what, and yelling at it. You need to stay focused and don't listen to anybody. It's about, with conviction, guiding it back to your destination again and again and again. Not with a tight grip or simply steering back. We're not yanking a wheel. We're not yanking the horse. The most successful jockeys aren't the ones who never drift. They're the ones who notice quickly and return to their path. I am drifting constantly. If I didn't have guardrails in place, if I didn't pay people to help me stay in place, if I didn't have boundaries in place, if I didn't have systems in place, if I didn't have habits in place, if I didn't have things in place, I would be drifting gradually, and before I knew it, I would be so far away from my destination and going, how the hell did I get here? How the hell did this happen? And that's how you end up really off course in life, or in a place you never thought you would be, and not in a good way. At this stage, your horse may suddenly want to run, may want to stop, may want to wander, may want to avoid, may want to lay down, may want to take the path and follow with the other horses, because those jockeys look like they know what they're doing. Because your old patterns don't just disappear overnight. As we talked about in the training part of this walk, trust is built on repetition. If you 100% knew for a fact, as long as you stayed this course, you would get to your destination, you wouldn't even be tempted for a second to be pulled off course, because there would be a guarantee waiting there for you. You would have proof. If there was a $5 million check that was waiting for you, and you had all the documents to prove it, that as long as you got to that destination, then you would have that check, and it's a guarantee. Not one damn thing would throw you off course. You would be laser focused on it. That's why I always say money has a funny way of motivating people using the energy of money. This is why I pay for things that even stretch me, because I use the energy of money to get me to show up, to get me to focus, because I don't want to waste that money. And also people, I hire people who I respect, who I trust, who I don't want to waste their time. And then that forces me to show up, and that forces me to not go off track. Because you can be consistent all day long. You can consistently ride this horse all day long. But if you're veering off course, none of the consistency matters. So your subconscious is going to occasionally pull you towards what's familiar, and that's okay. The jockey's job isn't to punish the horse. It's redirection. We're just redirecting with love, but firmness. Love and firmness. So you're on this horse and it's wanting to go to the right a little bit. Okay, we're going back. We're coming back here. I know that looks interesting, but we're not focusing on that right now. What kinds of things do you need to say to keep you focused on your destination, on your fire horse, your destination? What feels to you that is guiding and redirecting and firm, not mean, not yanking, not shaming? You want to procrastinate, you want to avoid, you want to now start this thing and not do this thing, and oh, this is harder than I thought, and I'm gonna need to pick a day during the week where I can batch content, and then I'll do it on that day, which is one of the biggest lies I hear from people who are wanting to start a personal brand or using, digital marketing to help grow their business. There's all sorts of clever, cunning distractions that are going to occur. What are you going to say to those distractions? Because that's all they are. Because is this getting me closer to my destination, or is this a detour? Is a simple thing you can ask. Is this behavior? Is this thought? Is this action getting me closer to my destination, or is this taking me off course? Where have you drifted before? What has made you drift before? What's a destination that you've been wanting that you easily get distracted off from? And you want this, you say you want it so bad, and you say you want it, yet you keep getting distracted. And that's all that is avoidance and a familiar pattern of your old identity. And you get to choose that you're no longer operating that way. That doesn't mean it's not going to come back, because you've had a lot more practice doing that. What distractions keep pulling you off course when you're walking? When you're walking, you're riding your horse. What do you notice pulls you off? What are the things that seem to really sidetrack you? Oh, it's my responsibilities with my family. It's that I have a jobby job. It's also interesting to note, right? Because if you notice that your horse keeps getting pulled off course when there's a lot of people around or a lot of noise around, wouldn't you do things to help minimize that, or to help best manage it or train it to stay focused regardless? What path would you choose if you trusted yourself completely to 100% get there, and you knew for a fact, as long as you kept the course, you were going to get there? Like my question with the $5 million check. What would you do? Would you be willing to be temporarily uncomfortable? Would you show up regardless? I want you to notice as you're riding your horse and it starts drifting off the trail. You didn't notice it at first because it was so subtle, and then you caught it. And instead of panicking, instead of judgment, instead of shame, you pick up the reins gently and guide it back. Maybe you say something loving. We're going back over here, remember? We're going back over here. We're going back over here. We're not focused on that right now. And you'll have to do it again and again and again. This is why a horse has to have a jockey. This is what self-leadership is. Otherwise, it's self-abandoning. The horse does not need a perfect jockey. It needs a present one. It needs one that is determined to return again and again. You're going to get distracted. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to get messy. But are you owning that you're the person who's determined to stay on track? I know it'd be so much easier to have a guarantee. It's like people who want to have kids. Okay, well, you want to have kids, you know what you have to do. To have kids, there's still no guarantee. There's a lot of people that try and they can't. And then they're still determined, so then they do fertility treatments, and some of them work and some of them don't. And then if that doesn't work, they're still determined, right? Then they have a surrogate. I mean, talk about determined. I've never seen someone more determined than someone who truly, truly knows like they're meant to have kids. Well, what's your destination? Why can't you be that determined to have that? My guess is you have some self-judgment around it that you've picked up from other people or society or just generational shit. Because it's okay and socially acceptable to be that determined to want to have a family and to want to have kids. But to wanting to have success in a business, to wanting to make a lot of money, to want to be able to have a certain lifestyle, to be able to buy this, that, or the other, have this kind of life. So there's something that's not right with that doesn't deserve unwavering attention, and where your focus is on that, to where you actually have to set boundaries with people, places, and things, and even opportunities, and say temporarily, for right now, say no, I don't have the bandwidth for that because I'm focused on doing this, insert destination. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do that right now. I'm focused on building my business. I'm not going to be able to do that right now. I'm focused on doing this. I had to turn down about 7 different things for me to be here with you on this journey. I could have been easily distracted. This is all being recorded, which is still blowing my mind, during the rare blue moon. And I had all sorts of feelings, and I wanted to be pulled in all of these directions, but you know what that's a sign of? And this is why it's happening to you, where you feel all over the place and you start doing weird shit. Like, I started doing laundry. I started doing stuff that like really could wait, that doesn't matter. If I'm organizing my sock drawer, we've got a problem. But when you are having that pull off course, it's because of how potent you're supposed to be at that destination. It's because of how powerful that is. That's why you're getting so challenged by your ego and distractions and pain and drama and all sorts of crap, because of how much that fire horse, you're supposed to be that determined to be at your destination. That is the muscle that's required for you to quantum jump. That's the identity shift you need to have. That regardless of the storm, regardless of the bullshit, regardless of the distractions, regardless of the drama, my eyes are set on my destination for myself and the greater good of all. And period. Not with an explanation to anybody. And period. If you had somebody in your life that had a dream of having a coffee shop. And they were finally like doing all the steps. And they were on their horse to open their own coffee shop. And they told you they couldn't come to your birthday thing, and they couldn't come to this, and they're too busy for this because all their time and energy right now needs to be heavily concentrated on getting their coffee shop open. You might be a little disappointed because you miss the person, but ultimately, wouldn't you be so thrilled for them that they're pursuing their dream and their passion? Or would you go, oh, they're picking a coffee shop over me. Who needs another coffee shop? How stupid. I don't think so. And anyone who genuinely cares about you, that isn't just using you for what you can do for them or for your energy or for your time or your money or your connections, they're going to be happy for you and even ask, why does this make me want to cry? Because I've been on this journey. I'm just on the road, on the track, on the path longer than you, ahead of you, so I can guide you. And it can be really lonely up there. There aren't as many people that far down because most people give up. They get distracted. They allow distractions to take them over. They don't build their identity. They don't do this work. They don't lean in. They don't allow themselves to be uncomfortable. They don't show up regardless. And I refuse to have any energy and anything in my life that is going to take me off track for my desired destination. And that doesn't mean I don't give of myself and help other people and inconvenience myself and do things to make others have an easier life for the day and do favors. Yeah, I still do some of that, but I'm very, very, very careful about it. Because most of those are really slippery energy leaks, and we end up doing things for others that they need to be doing for themselves. We end up riding their horse for them instead of riding our own. That's probably the biggest mistake that I made in my life, where I lost many, 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 many years of my life being the jockey for other people's horses and avoided being the jockey of my own because I was scared of it. I was scared of that power. I was scared of that responsibility. I was scared of what could happen. I was scared of what I could lose. I was scared of what would change. I was scared of being alone until I ran myself into the ground, trying to be a jockey for multiple people's horses, doing what they needed to be doing for their own life and their own business and their own destination. Ride my own damn horse and care for my own damn horse and steer my own damn horse and harness the power of my own damn horse. Don't you think it's about time you honor and nurture and guide your own horse? That's what you're being called to do in this fire horse year. That's why it's so fucking uncomfortable and there's so many distractions. Whether it's so much money going out and then that freaks you out. Whether you didn't get the house you thought you wanted. Whether it's a career change. Whether you have family crap. All of it. Because you need to show up and steer and keep steering. Not yanking, not yelling, staying the course. When you stay the course, you will always end up at your destination. And you'll end up there so much faster. That's also another part of backing up the evidence of quantum jumping, of timeline jumping. Of course, you're going to get to your destination faster When you harness the power, you can go faster, you have a lighter load, and you're not constantly being pulled off course. All of that energy, that bandwidth, your intuition, your focus, your creativity, even if it was 80% that you had was going towards your destination, think about how much faster you would get there and how much better the ride would be and the journey would be and lighter it would be and freer it would be. What percentage was your old identity giving to your destination? And what percentage are you committed to now? And I want you to commit that to your horse. And what do you need to claim for yourself? Just like if that friend at that coffee shop, why can't your destination be just as important as someone wanting to have kids? Why? Because that sounds more important because you're birthing a human being. I'm not saying it's not important, but the work that you're meant to be doing in the world changes lives. For a lot of you, it even saves lives. I think that's pretty fucking important. How about your happiness, your self-fulfillment, and then how that radiates on the people you really love around you and them seeing that? And that effect that has going forward, even on future generations. Don't you want to be known and remembered and revered and respected as the person who steers and doesn't give up and goes for their destination? Don't you want to be that person? You get to claim that you are that person right now. There's not some magical angel coming from the sky to anoint you. You get to do it. You get to say it. You get to embody it. You get to do it right now. It's between you and your horse. Really lock this in by doing your fire horse identity journal exercises that go with part 6. And you want to take this to another level where you're repairing and rebuilding your relationship with money, success, and visibility. My landmark 7-day program, Make More Work Less, is on special for my quantum walkers. ProjectMeWithTiffany.com/special offer. All the resources are inside the show notes for you, where you can swipe up Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, any of those platforms. And then on YouTube at ProjectME TV, it's in the description. We ride at dawn, baby, and we ride together. Remember, all of you quantum walkers, we're all motherfucking walking together. We've been called. Don't fuck with this fire horse energy. You're going to harness it and steer it. Love you.